Welcome to Science Corner Tutorials. We'll be looking at science concepts in depth. Get ready. Let's get started. Welcome to the third part of the Simultaneous Equation series, where we are basically looking at solving simultaneous equations. So in the first video on simultaneous equations, we looked at solving simultaneous equations using the method of substitution. Then in the second video, we looked at solving simultaneous equations using the method of elimination. In this third part of the video series, we are looking at solving simultaneous equations whereby you'll be given one linear equation and one quadratic equation. So sometimes you'll be asked to solve simultaneous equations where one of the equations is a linear equation and the other is a quadratic equation. So, for example, you've got an expression that says x plus y, right? You've got an equation that says x plus y equal to 12, which is this one here, and y squared is equal to 8x plus 9, and you're asked to solve this simultaneous equation. So, how do you go about now solving such a simultaneous equation? So the first step you want to implement is to make sure that you substitute the linear equation, right, into the quadratic equation by making either x or y. You just choose, right, of the linear equation subject of the formula. So remember that our linear equation is x plus y equal to 12. So this is equation number 1 here, which is our linear equation. So by making x subject of the formula, I chose to make x subject of the formula. You can choose to make y, right? It's still the same thing. You are going to get x equal to 12 minus y, right? So this one here becomes your equation number 1, right? Whereby you have made x the subject of the formula. So after making x the subject of the formula, you now move on to the next step, which is step number 2. So in step number 2, you now have to substitute, right, the equation number 1, which is the one where you made x subject the formula, into the quadratic equation. That's why I'm saying substitute equation 1 into equation number 2. So remember that the second equation, which is the quadratic equation, is saying y squared, right, equal to 8x plus 9. That's our second equation. So, but remember that we have found that x equal to 12 minus y. So it now means that wherever there is x in this equation, you're going to substitute with 12 minus y. So this is what I've done here, where I said y squared equal to x. Where there is x, I'm going to put 12 minus y plus 9. So one of the things that is very important to consider here is to make sure that you put brackets. So remember that x is equal to 12 minus y as a single component. So the moment you leave out the brackets here, right, it's very likely that you're only going to multiply 12 by 8, and you're going to leave out y here without multiplying it. And that moment, you would have gotten everything wrong. So make sure that you put your brackets here. So this is where I wanted to emphasize, because this is where most of the mistakes are made, right? Then from there, you now simplify. You're going to get 8 multiplied by 12. You're going to get 105, right? Do it in your own calculator. Then you're going to get 8 multiplied by minus y. You're going to get negative 8y plus 9. So if you add this, right, you're going to get 105 minus 8y. So now you simplify the quadratic equation. The final quadratic equation that you have is y squared is equal to 105 minus 8y, which will give you y squared, right, plus 8y minus 105 is equal to 0. So when you simplify this equation, this quadratic equation, right, so remember our product on this equation, you want to get minus 105 and the sum, right, you want to get positive 8. So you want two numbers whereby when you multiply them, you're going to get minus 105. And when you add them, you're going to get 8. So these numbers, according to my working, were 15 and 7. But remember, if you add, finally, you want to get a positive 8. So you need minus 7 and plus 15. If you multiply the two, you're going to get minus 105. If you add them, you're going to get 8. Right? So going on now to simplify, this is the next step here, whereby you're now saying y, right, plus 15y minus 7 equal to 105, which is what we've done here. Right? Then you factor out, right, y equal to y plus 15 minus 7 in bracket y plus 15 is equals to 7. Got the similar factor here, y plus 15 here and y plus 15 here as well. So factoring out the similar factor, you're going to get y minus 7 multiplied by y plus 15 equal to 0. So it means finally either your y equal to 7 or y equal to minus 15. So moving on now to step number 4. So in step number 4, right, what you're going to do is that you found the value of y, two values of y, and now you need to find the value of x. So how do you go about finding the value of x, right? So remember that x, initially we had said x equal to 12 minus y. So remember, wherever there is y now, you're going to substitute with the value of y that you got on step number 2. But I want you to pay attention that you've got two values of y, which are y equal to 7 and y equal to minus 15. Right. So it means that you're going to get two different values of x as well. So when y equal to 7 here, you're going to substitute wherever there is y, you're going to put 7. So it means your x is equal to 12 minus 7 and your x equal to 5, like this. When y equal to minus 15, right, x equal to 12 minus and y equal to minus 15. So multiplying minus and minus, you're finally going to get a positive sign, right? So what this means is that, right, what this means is that x equal to 12 plus 15 and x equal to 27. Therefore, x equal to 5, therefore when x equal to 5, right, y equal to 7. And when x equal to 27, y equal to minus 15. So make sure that you don't make a mistake here, of equating x or y to a value that you didn't use to substitute, right? So mind you that we said when y, right, was equal to 7, that's where you get was equal to 7, right? That's where you get then x, right, was equal to 5. And when y was equal to minus 15, then x was equal to 27. So make sure that you arrange them as they are. Don't you know to put them like in a vice versa way, right? So x, right, so it means that your final answer is either x equal to 5 and y equal to 7, or x equal to 27 and y equal to minus 15. So now I want you guys to try and solve this problem that I've given you here. So it's saying y squared equal to 4x and 2x plus y equal to 4. So this is the problem that I've given you here. Try and solve it and post your answer in the comment section when you get it right. I'm sure you're going to get everything here correct. Thank you.